As Michael continues heading towards the club room at a glacial pace, the anime club members continue to wait for his arrival. Kayla is nervously pacing back and forth at her podium, while Ruby and Shiro are in their seats, gazing off into nothing. Kayla lets out a sigh.
You did say Michael was coming, right?
That's what he told me. I guess he's nervous or doesn't want to be seen.
Do you think he ran into Kai?
No, I don't think that's it.
Then what do you think it is?
I'm not sure.
Suddenly the door opens. The club turns their attention to the door as Michael walks in, a somber, almost sad look in his eyes.
Michael, are you all right? What happened?
Oh, not much. At least not today. I'll walk in and grab a chair and pull up next to Shiro and Ruby.
Well, I hope you're doing okay. I heard about what happened yesterday with Kai. We're going to get this to stop.
I raise my hand at Kayla, cutting her off. You don't need to do that.
Oh, you took care of it already?
Kayla looks on suspiciously as Ruby and Shiro look on with a worried look in their eyes. Look. Yeah, I did.
Well, what did you do?
I let out a sigh. I'm leaving the anime club. The room drops dead silent enough to hear a pin drop and for it to ring around the room 1,000 times over. All three of them look at me in total dismay.
Michael, you're not serious, right?
She says nervously, laughing. I look at Ruby in the eyes with a deadpan expression. Her awkward laughs slowly dissipate into an oh. Yeah, it wasn't an easy decision to come to. But for the good of everyone to get this heat off of us, I think it's best that I leave the club. I need to stay away from you guys for right now. At least until everything calms down.
Michael,
Kayla says, frantically hopping off her podium and speed walking towards me.
If you leave, the club is over. We won't have the membership to get recognition or resources from the student council. This club and this dream we all worked so hard towards, it'll all be over. Even worse, I don't want to risk our relationship with you. I 100% understand that you feel that your back is against the wall, but please let us help you. I know we've only known you for a short time, but we've genuinely enjoyed your company. You're more than just another member to us. You're a good guy. We don't want to see you walk out on us, not like nearly everyone else has. Don't do this to yourself. We don't want to have to go through this again, please.
Her voice breaks down into a squeak. I know. I'm sorry, I just don't have much of a choice.
Yes, you do.
Kayla finally snaps at me.
You can't let some hot-headed ghetto freak and his Sims boss you around like this. How many people do you think they've done this to and have gotten their way? How about all the people they've subjected to abuse, slander, and intimidation? You think they haven't tried to do the same to us? We went through hell to defend Shiro.
She says, nodding to him, who in turn, Gaiteldi, looks toward the door.
And granted, we never gave a shit about our reputation to fit in, and we were already on the lowest rungs. But we stood by him. Why can't you? You can't let them do this to you.
Kayla wipes her tears away from her eyes as Ruby gets up to embrace her. Kayla begins to sniff softly, periodically.
Guys, it's not your fault. It's mine. And I really don't blame Michael for doing this.
I'm sorry, Shiro,
save it. Just because I understand your decision doesn't mean I agree with it. Quite the opposite, actually. You're putting your reputation above the only people who took you in and viewed you as a good person. I thought I knew you better. I'm sorry.
Those comments strike a chord in me. The next few words that leave my mouth don't feel like my own. Fuck you! You're the one who put me in this situation to begin with. You're not exactly a role model for standing up for yourself either, Shiro. Shiro adjusts his glasses in shock.
Excuse me? What do you think I've been doing this semester? Or since middle school? I've been dealing with Kai far longer than you have. You don't win by giving it to him.
What are you talking about? You haven't been winning at all. You've let these toxic rumors, true or not, stick to you, and now they're rubbing off on me, and I don't want to deal with any of that. Even if you did write that stupid fanfiction. My voice begins to break as tears start to surface. I had to deal with my parents' divorce for 1.5 years. You really think I want to deal with some petty middle school bullshit? I take a deep breath and wipe the tears away from my sleeve. Shiro pauses for a few moments, allowing me to collect myself before saying his piece.
I get that, Michael, I do, but I just can't go up to them and fist fight them. They'd kill me. And trust me, a lot stronger and more in shape people have tried before. It never goes well for them. As for that fanfiction, you're right, that was stupid of me.
Kayla gasps in confusion.
Shiro, what do you mean? You said you didn't write that.
I didn't write what was posted. That was completely doctored. But I did write something about Monica, okay? That's the girl who I had a crush on. She was the only girl who treated me like an actual human being at all last year. Present and past company excluded. And, well, I'll admit, I got overinvested. My urges got the best of me, and I did things that I'm not proud of. I guess somehow Kai saw my fanfiction that I had in my binder and changed it to something far more perverted and things I would never put down on paper. Ruby stares on at Shiro in bewilderment, while Kayla shoots him an angry, disgusted glare.
You lied to us. Why?
Because I didn't want to lose you guys, too. I'm sorry for keeping that from you, but that's also been eating me up inside, and I can't keep that in anymore either. I've never had a girlfriend, okay? My parents think I'm a fat fuck-up, and because I binge anime so much rather than, in their eyes, focus on school. Even though I definitely have the grades to prove that I do. They just view me as a burden. It doesn't help that I'm the middle child, and my brothers are much closer to my parents' ideas of a perfect child. Even though I'm not that one who nearly got a girl pregnant, or got caught in the wine cellar, but sure, it's all my fault somehow. Shiro slams his desk in frustration. I just can't win, no matter what I do. Now all three of you hate me for it. Another moment of silence comes over us, only occasionally broken by a return of Kayla's sniffles. Finally, Kayla speaks up.
Shiro, I really want to believe you. And I understand not wanting to tell us at first. But why after all this time? Even if you told us from the get-go, we would have...
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. Look, you know Kayla and I would have fallen on the sword for you no matter what. But I'm hurt you kept this from us for so long.
That's all I'm good at, turning people against me. Shiro, no, whatever you're going to say, just save it. You made your choice, Michael. If you don't want to be around us because of me, I can understand that. Just go. I look to Ruby and Kayla.
Well, there's no more club if you still intend to go through with this.
The two of them stare at me, a remorseful and pleading look in their eyes. On any other day I might have given in, but I can't back out of this now. I do.
Well, you've made Kai a very happy man today, Michael. I hope one day you realize the cost of it. The cost of something we helped put together because we believed that there should be a place where people can gather to share and enjoy anime. I don't care if people thought it was stupid or unnecessary. They can eat a bag of dicks for all I care. We did something we had fun doing, and we're proud to do it. We will never apologize for it.
Ruby, visibility, fights back her own tears, but is able to compose herself. You guys will be okay, right? I mean, weren't you two members of the art club?
Why do you think we left there, Michael? Ruby and I loved drawing anime, but the art club kept pushing us to draw stuff we didn't necessarily want to draw. Eventually we just had enough of it and decided to link up with some friends to make this club. And it was nice while it lasted. I just wished we did a better job. You have nothing to apologize for, Kayla. This can all be put at Michael's feet.
She says, glaring at me. I look down at the floor as my guilt turns to shame.
Come on, Kayla.
Ruby and Kayla pick up their belongings and head out. Just before they leave, each gives me their own look of disapproval, with Kayla shaking her head depressingly and Ruby giving me a death stare. After Kayla and Ruby leave, I'm left alone with Shiro. There's a good minute that passes before we muster up the courage to say anything, let alone look at each other. Shiro breaks the silence by letting out a deep sigh. So, was it worth it? All this? I mean, you knew this was the end result of your decision. You got the bad ending, Michael. I'm not surprised by anything at this point. Even you. Shiro scoffs. Well, I guess that settles it then. I'll stay away from you if that's what you want. I don't want to see you for a while anyways. I'll talk to Hara tomorrow about me getting a different seating assignment. I really wish things could have been, or would have been different for me this year. I was hoping I finally turned the page on everything. But life said nope. I guess it is what it is, ain't it? Yeah. Well, that's that then. Club's done for good, and I'll have to figure out something to do with myself. You turned Kayla and Ruby against me. Not that you really care anyways. Shiro turns his back to me before I can say anything and starts collecting his things. I eventually muster up the courage to say something back. Shiro... What? I don't hate you. Just remember that. I don't hate you because Kai is after you. I don't hate you for what you did or didn't do to Monica or anyone else. I trail off as Shiro stares back at me, anger glinting in his eyes. Well, that doesn't fix anything. I'll see you around, dick.
I've finally had enough. Oh, stop it already. I could have told you to fuck off at any point. I didn't have to let you sit by me on the train the first day. I didn't have to go to the anime club, join it, or sit by you in Hara's. I could have left you after lunch on that first day. But I didn't. I don't stab anyone in the back. You left me no choice because you can't make this shit around you go away. I can't handle being harassed 24/7 by these assholes, Shiro. I just don't have the tolerance for that. Not everyone is or wants to be at the bottom, Shiro.
Yeah, you don't backstab anyone. That's bullshit. That's exactly what you're doing. Friends don't dish friends because of slanderous rumors. You're more worried about your reputation than your friends. It's that simple, Michael. Just admit it already. Admit it to yourself.
I stare down Shiro, clenching my fists. No, I'm not letting this get to me too. Without another word spoken, I simply brush past Shiro and slam the door behind me. I drag myself to the big oak tree and throw my backpack on the ground beside me. I slump down, gazing up at the branches above me. After all that, I need some alone time. I already texted Mom that I won't be home for a bit. The longer I stare, the more reality begins to set in. I officially have no friends. No club. I'm back to being a nobody in a new town that I don't know. This better pay off somehow. If I ever have to see Kai's disgusting face around, I catch myself mid-thought. No, violence isn't going to solve this. But words haven't exactly helped either. I still can't believe I'm responsible for bringing down a club. And for what? So I can be Kai's and Jeremy's missile? Suddenly it clicks. Those two were working together. No kidding? Sayori was the person to tie it all together, too. She led me to Jeremy. Sayori is with Kai. Are you fucking kidding me? I grab a stone next to me and chuck it as far as I can into the field. I got played like a damn fiddle. If I ever see her, or any of them. I slump back down, tears swelling in my eyes. Why did I do this? As I stare up again in frustration, a moment of optimism hits me as I wipe the tears away from my face. Well, maybe they will leave me alone. After all, at this point, it's not like I have anything to offer, and there's no chance in hell that I try to play the you owe me card on them. I just want to stay away from them. Away from people. Away from this damn school. I let out a deep, exasperated sigh. What did I do to deserve this? I lower my head. Life just sucks. Without warning, I hear something to the left. I turn and see an all-too-familiar figure taking a seat beside me, a look of genuine concern in her eyes. Sam?
Hey.
Excuse me, I'm a bit of a mess right now. What are you doing here?
Well, this is where I always go after school before I head home. The tree always makes me safe and brings me comfort, just like I said. It looks like you've had a long day yourself.
That's one way of putting it. There's an awkward pause between us.
You know, I have to say it feels like we're having some deja vu. We've been running into each other the past 3 days, either helping or cheering each other up.
I guess today's my turn for being the one that needs some cheering up, I say, trailing off.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not really, but maybe it'll do me some good to get it off my chest. I messed up. Or I think I messed up.
Oh?
I don't want to go too deeply into things with Sam, so I decided to give her the bare bones version. I think I got some bad advice on how to deal with the dilemma that I was facing, and well, I think I made the wrong choice, even though I think there's ironically some benefit in the long term.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not your fault. It's all on me. I hurt people that I knew I would have hurt by making the decision I just did, but at the same time it was also either me or them in a way. It was just a lose-lose situation all around. I really just don't want to be around people in general. Not anymore, at least.
Well, I can certainly relate to all that. I'm not much of a people person either, if you could tell.
She says, cracking a small grin. I'm able to return one of my own. Yeah, I guess I picked up on that.
To me, it sounds like you had a tough decision, and like you said, if it was a lose-lose situation, you were going to end up hurting someone, right?
Myself or others, yes. And, well, I've been through a lot in the last few years. I just want a break from it all, you know? I say, staring back at the school. Sam joins me in my gaze.
Yeah, I know that feeling all too well. But as a good friend of mine once put it, we just take it day by day.
She says this with a little enthusiasm in her voice, as if she was trying to mimic someone. Yeah, day by day. Oh gosh, but what's the after credits scene gonna say? The school day is officially over at St. Salvato High. Most of the students and teachers have already gone home, but there's few who choose to stick around. There are a few who choose to stick around. Some for clubs, some to catch up on work, and some for more nefarious purposes. Kai lets in a deep breath of fresh air.
What a day, eh, Randy? The day Big Fat Shiro's club came crashing down.
Kai mimics the sound of a crash and explosion and lets out a maniacal laugh. It's a good day, Randy says with a smile.
That it is,
Kai says as he gazes up into the clouds.
I'll admit, I'm surprised Michael pulled through. I didn't know he had it in him.
He's one less problem for us to deal with.
Perhaps. Let's see how he handles himself going forward.
The two cut their conversation short as they hear the doors behind them fling open. Kai smiles upon seeing who it is.
Leave us, Randy. We got some business to attend to. I'll see you tomorrow.
Randy nods his head. Jeremy and Randy walk past each other, with Jeremy giving Randy a friendly smile and Randy merely returning a sneer. Randy exits through the doors behind Jeremy. Ravenous brute, he mutters to himself. Jeremy clears his voice as he walks up to join Kai by the railing. He clears his throat.
So it's official then?
Yes, sir. We just signed the dissolution form myself,
he says proudly, presenting the document to Kai. Jeremy folds it back into his jacket pocket.
The plan was a success. The anime club is no more. You got to inflict your pain on dear old Shiro, and I have one less club to deal with going forward.
I'm sure Kayla was shaking as she signed off on that document.
She needed Ruby's help to finish the signature.
The two let out a chuckle.
Now, I don't think there's any further need for you to push Shiro down, and Michael is of no use to us.
You don't think we could convince him to join us? Him ending that club has got me thinking of some possibilities.
Jeremy lets out a laugh, shaking his head.
No, you pushed him too far, as usual.
Kai scowls at Jeremy.
You did. You have a tendency to go too far in your methods. You've done that with a lot of people. You didn't do that with Randy, with Victor, or with any of your other mini-me's.
Some require more encouragement than others, but I know when to stop before they break.
Jeremy lets out a sigh.
Well, if you say so. But you will leave Michael, Shiro, and those two whores alone. They no longer serve any purpose to you or to me.
I'll see how Michael behaves going forward. If Shiro rears his ugly head again, I'll...
You will do no such thing.
Kai turns his body to fully face Jeremy.
Don't push it, Jeremy.
Please,
he says, turning back to face him.
This arrangement we have requires us both to tango. We can't succeed on our own. If we go down together. There are limits to what I can overlook to convince Principal Rankin to ignore. You seem to forget that.
Kai scoffs.
Oh, stop whining. This is a victory for us both. It's a cause for celebration,
he says, putting his arm around Kai as the two look out again into the city skyline.
You got to inflict pain on your most hated enemy, and I have one less group of degenerates to deal with. We both got what we wanted out of this scenario. But your mission with Michael ends. There's no need to push him further, unless, of course, he proves to be a problem down the line. Then I will happily let you destroy him.
Kai lets out a sigh.
That's reasonable.
Good.
So what's our next move?
Jeremy turns to Kai, an evil smile creeping across his face. Oh, well, I guess I'll find out the next move. I gotta wait for the next 5 episodes to come out. Oh, goodness, dear viewer, that is going to do it for this one, unless they mistakenly included episode 6 in this bundle, which I don't think they did. Did they? Huh? Yeah, no, it stops at episode 5 from now. I don't know how long they're going to be beta testing then the next iteration, but I reckon I'll just add it to the bottom of my queue when it comes out, and that is going to do it for this one. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll catch you next time with more Doki Doki. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.